Alright, first I'll apologize for the wind. It just come up, but there's a quick little repair I'm going to do on our 3-year-old camper before we drive it home today. I noticed that when we got here, these wires in the slide were hanging down a little bit. And what has happened is this plastic thing that they use to hold it up has fractured, of course, at the spot of, I guess, tightest bend when its slides retracted. So what I'm going to attempt to do, since I don't have a drill, is for a temporary fix, I'm going to heat up a screwdriver with a lighter and poke a hole on each side of this and zip tie it, which should get me home, and then I can do a little bit better job of putting this back together. So that's what we're going to do now. That's one, which, given that I normally have to do this, if I'm doing something in plastic, I'll use my little MAP gas torch, and all I got here is my cigar lighter. It is working, but with the wind, it's taking a little longer than I would expect. And this stuff's, I don't know, maybe an 1/8 inch thick. It's pretty stout. It's just kind of brittle, and has just cracked over the years because we use this thing a lot. So it's not like this doesn't get flexed. It doesn't just sit. So we're gonna try to heat it up and poke my next hole and see what one zip tie might do to get me home. All right, there's our second hole. So now we're gonna try to put a zip tie in there and see what we got. All right, so that's gonna work. But the issue I also have is these things used to have a clip that goes around the back. You can kind of see it maybe on this one here, and this one also cracked off that held that up. So I'm gonna try to get a couple of zip ties tied together and then wrap it around the whole thing just to hold the wires up a little bit, and that should be good enough to get us home without any issues. And there it is. Should be enough to get us home, and then I can figure out whether I can just replace that plastic piece or maybe the whole thing, because it's just bolted on over here and over here. And the other thing I'm looking at is zip ties were good enough for the factory, so they're good enough for me. So just another little maintenance item you might want to think about every now and again on your camper is the things that control the wires underneath your slides. You may want to take a look at them and see what kind of condition they're in, and maybe change them out over time, because it's just plastic and eventually it is going to break if you keep fatiguing it. So y'all take care.